Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are diving into one of the boldest and most talked about film of the year, Ryan Coogler Sinners. This isn't just a horror movie, it's a supernatural, Southern Gothic horror musical that blends vampire, Hoodoo folklore, and raw American history into one unforgettable experience. Sinners takes us back to Mississippi Delta in 1932, right in the heart of the Great Depression. The movie follows Smoke and Stockmore, twins brothers and war veterans, both played by Michael B. Jordan. They returned home after World War One to open a junk point, hoping to start fresh. But instead of building a better life, they stirred up something dark, an ancient evil tied to the sin of the past. So they find themselves entangling with vampires, blood rituals, voodoo magic, and a community haunted by secrets. At its core, Sinners isn't just about supernatural horrors. It's about legacy, trauma, and the cost of survival in a world built on oppression and pain. Michael B. Jordan absolutely dominates here, playing two brothers with complete different personalities. He gives each of them a unique energy, one hardened by war, the other still holding onto hope. It's easily one of his best performances to date. Haile Stanford adds emotional weight, grounding the supernatural chaos with real human vulnerability. The supporting cast, Wunmi Mosaku, Dere Lindo, Jamie Lawson all bring power and authenticity to their role, making the community feel alive and layered. This isn't just a horror movie full of jump scares. It's a character-driven story where the acting makes the horror feel real. The music is its own character, scored by Ludwig Göransson. The soundtrack mixes gospel hymn, Delta blues, orchestra, horror tunes. The film even uses full-on musical sequence. But instead of breaking the tension, they make the horror deeper. Songs are woven into the story, carrying themes of sin, redemption, and supernatural. It's chilling, it's soulful, and it sticks with you long after the credit roll. Ryan Coogler takes risk here. He doesn't just tell a vampire story. He creates a whole mythology around the South's history and blends it with supernatural folklore. The cinematography captured the smoky interior of junk joints, the swampy delta backwater, and the suffocating darkness of night. The horror sequences are terrifying and they are also poetic. Sometimes the most threatening moments are quiet, filled with atmosphere rather than cheap scares. Kogler isn't afraid to show how history itself is a horror, with racial violence, generational trauma, and cultural survival woven into the narrative. Here is where Sinners get really interesting. Sin and Redemption. The title itself sets the tone. Every character is haunted by choices from the past, whether it's a war, betrayal, or survival. The vampires act as symbol of sin that never dies, feeding off communities until they face them head on. Folklore and spirituality. Hoodoo ritual, gospel music, and blues aren't just background. They are forms of resistance and survival. Coogler ties this tradition to supernatural elements, showing how culture itself becomes a weapon against evil. Trauma and legacy. The brothers represent two parts of dealing with trauma. One hard and bitter, the other still clinging to hope. Their struggle reflects how generational pain gets passed down, just like curses in folklore. The South as a character. The Mississippi Delta isn't just a setting. It's alive with history, ghosts, and contradiction. Every junk point, swamp, and churches carries the weight of America's darkest chapter. By weaving all this together, Coogler makes Sinners more than just a horror movie. It becomes a myotic meditation on history, race, and the human condition. At the box office, Sinners crashed it, making over $366 million worldwide on a $90 to $100 million budget. It got a cinema score. It's the first horror movie in decades to earn that grade from audience. Critics praises it for being ambitious, stylish, and emotionally powerful. Of course, some fans found it a little overstuffed, saying it tried to do too much with the horror, music, folklore, and history all at once. But even those critics prove one thing: this movie takes big swing. Sinners is not your typical horror flick. It's daring, unsettling, and full of soul. Ryan Coogler have crafted something that feels both familiar with its gothic vampire roots and totally original, thanks to the Southern folklore and musical infusion. If you're into horror with depth, if you love stories that blend history with the supernatural, or if you just want to see Michael B. Jordan at his absolute best, this movie is a must-watch. And for me, Sinners isn't perfect, but is one of the most important and ambitious horror films in the decades. So what do you think of Sinners? Was it a masterpiece or did it go too far? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more reviews and breakdown like this. And if you want an even deeper dive, I will break down the hidden details, Easter egg, and that well ending in my next video. So stay tuned. Thank you.